This is Inside Access. I'm Connor Gregoire, joined tonight by Pat Curran and Preston Barclay, our women's basketball beat writers for the Hoya. Over the weekend, the Lady Hoyas suffered an 82-57 loss at DePaul, their worst loss of the season. Pat, I'll ask you, what factors contributed to this, their worst loss of the year?
Well, DePaul's one of the best teams in the country, and they've been lighting people up all season. When you let them shoot 66.7% from the field in the second half, it's pretty tough to win a game, especially on the road. The DePaul offense was just on fire all night, and Georgetown's press couldn't do anything about it. Georgetown is used to kind of getting teams out of their element with their press, and DePaul just solved it pretty much immediately.
Yeah, when you combine that with poor shooting by the Hoyas, who shot about 30% from the field in the whole game, and about 20% from beyond the arc, it's kind of a perfect storm in the worst way for the Hoyas.
Sugar Rogers was 7 of 24, 2 of 12 from 3, so not a good shooting night for her. Now, guys, they've lost 2 games in a row. It's the first time they've lost 2 games in a row. Only the second time all season, but the first time since early December when they lost at Miami and Rutgers on the road. Now, how concerning are these 2 losses? They lost at St. John's a couple weekends ago in a close one in overtime, and they get blown out by DePaul last weekend. They have 3 games left. One of them's UConn. So how disconcerting are these last 2 games for the Lady Hoyas? Preston, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm concerned. I mean, they're 2 road games and against 2 top 25 teams, so you expect a tough game. But the game that really got me was the huge loss to DePaul. I expected the Hoyas to play a much tighter game, and this late in the season, it is concerning to see the Hoyas lose their defense and shoot as poorly as they did.
Pat?
And also something to add is that since the Big East women's basketball has 4 double byes in the tournament for the top 4 teams, it's important that Georgetown hold on to its spot right now. As it stands, they're going to have a pretty tough time doing that since they just lost 2 in a row and they have UConn coming up. So we'll see how they do against UConn, and hopefully they can take care of business against Pittsburgh.
All right, yeah, the Lady Hoyas, they have Pitt tomorrow night at McDonough Arena. We'll be back later in the week to recap Pitt and talk a little bit about UConn coming up on Saturday afternoon. This has been Inside Access. I'm Connor Gregoire for Pat Curran and Preston Barclay.